in this PPT, we have seen after migration, we need to plan for a DevOps process, or we need to adapt the DevOps process. So can anyone help me to understand this? Anyone? So I want to implement this, okay, and I want to go for this AWS based DevOps. Then the pipeline, whatever I just put it, it is clearly saying in a layman language. So now, how if you are adapting, how best you can adapt this? So can anyone walk through this?
Okay. Start from the development, Vijay.
Yes.
Okay, so we will use the any of the version control system, and let's assume there is some template on the master. So what we do is we will first fetch or pull to the local repository to our local laptop or system, and we will develop the things. And once we done with the development, we will do some like sanity check or unit testing or kind of thing. And once it is successful, then we will create a PR, and it will
PR means
it's a pull request.
okay.
Like we will we will define the where is the origin and master.
Okay.
So after that, we will push the code to the GitHub.
Okay.
And yep, after everything is ready in the GitHub, as per this document, it will move to the QA. Like they will do the testing, and even they can integrate with the Sonar Cube for a security analysis, and everything goes well. Probably we can move further. If not, again we will send it back, or we don't approve it, so that developers will take a look. Like that QA test people will say at this point of time it got failed and these are the errors. So they will give some information where it got failed, so that developers will have a look and they will fix. Again it will come to the QA people will finalize it, and at least they have the criteria. Like let's assume 90% of the checks passed, then they
now
will
in this there are a couple of things are missing. So how do you improve this workflow? Basically whatever you are explaining is correct. There are a couple of things are missing in this workflow. How do you achieve this?
Like, do I miss, or the diagram
No. The diagram is missing. You explained in a clear way, but this diagram is missing a couple of major one as part of the latest expectation.
Can I talk?
Yes. Go ahead. That is why
Yes.
those who are not in the silent, those who are from silent room, I asked everyone to come forward. There are a couple of things are missing in this diagram. Go ahead. Sorry.
What I can say is missing, Vijay, is the using of Jenkins to be able to pull.
So wait. So you are saying Jenkins. So here, where you need to put the Jenkins in this diagram?
Yes. Well, because we want to pull the code from source code from GitHub, from a source from source control management to be able to.
Okay, so that means the GitHub has to be associated with the
Jenkins
CA tool, correct?
Yes.
So now, as per this diagram, it looks like it's kind of again we are doing everything manual. have anyone noticed? Actually, this diagram. That is why I thought to ask you. Anyone? I'm just. I was expecting someone can say this diagram is completely is a manual way, not automatic.
There is no CI/CD
Yes.
continuous integration.
Okay.
So this is where you need to understand whenever there is an interview. These days, yes, it's a manual. That's why I'm going to have a couple of other diagrams also. These days, people who are attending interview, they are simply testing. Whenever they ask you to explain, please don't start all Srikanth. Whatever you explained is absolutely correct. But as per this diagram, first of all, this is not a CI/CD at all. You agree, right, Srikanth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you get onto any client discussion also, if you see something DevOps, first you need to find out where is my CI tool, where is my workflow, where is my trigger. That should be automatic. These three topics should be automated first before jump on to further explanation. Is everyone clear?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead, Isaac.
So, like I want to say that there's no way connection where the control, the code can
Suppose
be
if you
able to
want to
move.
put a CI here, where you will insert?
Yes, I will put CI the after GitHub version control.
Yes.
To be able.
So
Yes,
you need to deploy here, correct?
Yes.
And you can remove this also, because when you put CI, this is really not required because CI is already integrated with GitHub, correct?
Yes, we connected with webhook and the GitHub.
So if you put a CI here, then all the GitHub from this diagram will be in one because you already integrated. Then your responsibility to go to Jenkins, create a pipeline in a proper order. That's it, correct?
That's correct, Vijay.
Okay, now even the testing, you need to select the tool, Selenium or JUnit or whatever testing. That also has to be integrated with Jenkins, correct?
Yes, you have to be in the Jenkins file.
And this user bug analysis, security analysis, you need to make sure this has to be there available in GitHub. This also has to be available in GitHub, correct?
It has to be part of Jenkins.
Yes.
One of the active the plugins.
The plugins, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, auto deploy. What else you will do? I'm talking about the CI/CD perspective. There is a major component is missing here.
For auto deploy, you need continue for deployment. Maybe you need orchestration like Ansible or Docker.
So you need okay. So they mentioned there is no Kubernetes here. So they are saying it's not a Kubernetes environment. They are saying normal the VM environment. But you need to have some tool to deploy all this, correct?
Yes.
So what tool you recommend?
I think you need a container.
No. Actually, when you say container, they should have some representation mentioned here, like a Kubernetes or container means it's a Kubernetes kind of. They haven't mentioned any container representation or Kubernetes representation. So as per this diagram, they want us to stick with VM based. Okay, but we need to deploy in this VM, in this VM, in this VM, in this VM, in this VM. Okay, now to deploy,
Ansible can be used.
Yeah, Ansible can be used. What else? Okay, so can you create a Terraform? Can you create a image, whatever you want to? So basically you are taking the code. No, actually, I don't know about Puppet. But still there are a couple of good market in Puppet. But what I'm saying is after Ansible and Chef also it's a really demand these days. But the popular day by day growth wise, Terraform and Ansible is really easy to adapt it. Even I don't know how many of you are aware, Red Hat Satellite previously were having Puppet, but now since they acquired Ansible, they replaced from Red Hat Satellite 6 onwards. So no more Puppet there. So here you need to have you are taking the code, Isaac. You are compiling the code. You are building the code, and you are creating a whatever application, WAR file or ER file. Correct?
Right, sir.
Okay. Now using that WAR file, since first we will go with the VM based. So you create a machine and you install the Tomcat server or whatever, and you deploy the application. You create a image. Correct?
Correct.
AMI. So that AMI, can you associate with the auto scaling here? Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible you can associate it.
Yes. So in that case, can we achieve this task through Terraform? Because it's a provisioning, correct?
I didn't get the place of Terraform in this place. I'm trying to see
Okay.
because Terraform is for provisioning.
Yes.
So
Can I
and
just,
this now we are talking of
okay. So
deployments.
here, I'm just going here. I am creating this machine, correct?
Correct.
Okay. In this machine, I'm installing Tomcat, correct?
Okay.
And in this Tomcat, I am deploying this WAR file, correct?
Okay.
So this you already doing via the first task 1. I can say task 1. So now the image is there, say .ami. Okay, and then this AMI has been added to the load balancer with auto scaling. So what happened? There is a traffic increase. Again, the same AMI will be created as another machine, another machine, another machine, right? The whole setup, whole task. Whenever there is a code checked in, it has to compile and build, and application has to be created, WAR file or ER file. And then this application has to be kept hold. Then create a machine, install a Tomcat or any web application server, deploy it, and then you create as a AMI. This AMI has to be launched. So can you able to achieve this through Terraform or Ansible? That is what I'm asking.
Oh yes, you can use Terraform.
Yeah. So you can achieve whatever so far we explained, we can achieve through Terraform. Okay, now there are a lot of plugins also they started releasing. So there is a, how many of you aware Terraform? Can you explore whenever you are free? It's a really easy way you can adapt this. See here, you if you want, I can share you a good blog, which I come across a very good explanation. So yeah, someone remind me today or this week. I will share this Terraform with Packer. You can achieve this very easily. Sorry, where is that? Whiteboard. Yes. So Isaac. So now using Terraform, using this, can we create and create this as an automated way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have deployed, we have added, we have automated. Now, what else is missing majorly in this diagram?
Jenkins.
No, Jenkins we already talked about. Jenkins we already talked about. We already created a pipeline. We already created a automation till
What is
the deployment.
what do we use to build our code? Like a Maven to build code?
Yeah. That and all after build, after Maven. Okay, assume we selected, we decided to go with Maven. So taking the code, using Maven, build is completed, and the deployment is completed with all perspective. Now there is a main thing is missing. Yeah, someone is answered.
Someone said, yes, backup, like using Nexus to backup.
Yes, there is a nexus. So you need to have the backup in either the infrastructure level machine backup plus application level nexus or artifactory. Then what else missing? Rom responded in the chat.
Notification, Ajay.
Monitoring and collaboration, correct?
Yes, monitoring deployment.
Each and every stage, build is started, build is about to start, build is progress, build is completed, there is a error, build is failed, build successful. Every stage you need to have a notification, correct? So,
Yes.
you need to integrate with some monitoring tool and notification tool, and even the mail also you want. Everything is possible. So these are all you need to plan, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now after this, what else you can adapt? Is there any other tool you need to adapt? There is one more main tool is missing in this diagram.
I wanted to mention the communication. How do we able to make communication?
No.
Okay.
Any idea? Yeah, security here is there. So as part of testing, there is a two kind of a testing. One is functional testing and also security analysis. Okay, how many of you aware Jira, ServiceNow? Because first you need to create a plan, right? You need to create a plan, right? You need to create a ticket, right?
Tickets in Jira,
Yeah.
ServiceNow.
Yeah. Because that is the first starting point, right?
Yeah.
So that tool also has to be integrated with the CA tool, correct?
Yes, sir.
So hereafter, if you see any diagram, please don't go inside immediately. First to see that diagram is whatever you given you got from client or during the interview. If you get into some situation, first analyze all this stuff, immediately recollect in your mind and apply that learning to the diagram, and immediately you raise your hand. These are all is not there. So how do we because so this diagram is not suitable when you say CACD, correct?
Yes, it's not suitable.
Okay, how many of you frankly send a message in the chat? How many of you when I open this diagram thought, okay, this is the CACD? Yes. I just want to see how many of you, when you seen this diagram, you can immediately started thinking, okay, this is the CACD. Okay, nobody. Okay, see, there is a understanding you apply always. Look at the CA tool. Wherever you go, there should be one CA tool in between, centralized. All other components has to be integrated that CA tool. This is what we did a couple of internship classes. Okay, so that is where the first CIC, because who is CI? He is the strict manager. What he will do? He will direct everyone. Hey, you finished, you started. Hey, you finished, you started. Hey, you finished, you started. This is the only job. And what order, when? That is the major responsibility of CA2. Okay. Now, I'm going to open another diagram. There are a couple of diagrams I used to ask in my interview. I used to take this interview most of the time, this diagram. Okay, let me just share one more diagram. Okay, can you see and help me? If you go in this, if you want to adapt DevOps, okay, here version control, either you can go with the Git or GitLab or SVN or CVS or even Bitbucket. It's up to you. Okay, even the CA tool, you can go with the Jenkins or Bamboo or Circle CI, or there are a lot of tools, but I would prefer to go with either Jenkins or TeamCity. There itself you learn most of the idea. And infrastructure provisioning, go with the Terraform or Ansible. Why? Because I never recommend the native tools. Why? Can you anyone answer? I never prefer to go with the native tools. These are all native tools. This is the AWS native tool. This is the Azure native tool. I don't want to go for that. Why?
That is specific to that particular cloud, whereas Ansible and Terraform we can use it for
Yeah,
multi.
you are again going to get caught on the lock-in, correct?
Yeah.
Or if you, because we don't know what business will take a turn. Tomorrow they want to go for a different provider, or they want to move it back to the on-prem. Then always all tools, whatever you are deciding, that should be neutral, not particular the lock-in. You need to be very careful here. Yes, yes. Yeah, so Ansible and Terraform is outside of these providers. So even AWS also you can use it Ansible. Even the Azure also you can use it Ansible. The same case for Terraform. That is how you need to decide all these tools. Okay, testing, Selenium or JMeter or Veracode. There are a lot of tools. That is why I keep on highlighting. As of now, there is a huge number of tools, millions of tools, but don't get confused. If you pick up one tool, each responsibility and explore it, that is more than enough, because each and every job description, definitely they are asking different tool. You cannot, you are a human, you cannot learn all tools, but at least the CI/CD process, one tool in each responsibility, that is more than enough. All they are asking is, are you comfortable with the complete CI/CD process? That's it. And the containerization, container orchestration. So either you can go with the Kubernetes. If you want to go with Kubernetes, then you need to build your Kubernetes infrastructure, like one master, two worker node, or one master with 5 worker nodes, or 2 masters, because production always requires to 2 masters. One goes down, the another one. So, or you can directly go with the managed services, AKS or EKS. And monitoring, don't go with the native again. You go with some the third party one, and also there is a collaboration like Slack. So this is how you need to plan one by one. Okay, let me just go and open another one. Okay, can you tell me what is what you feel this?
Vijay, Monica wants to talk.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me just go here. I think there is a lot of background noise. That's why I muted her. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I given access.
For testing purpose, as a DevOps engineer, we won't be checking that one, right?
Which one?
Testing the testing part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
See,
just asking, yeah.
if you have some idea based on some test code, that is okay. Okay, but if you are not a pure tester, testing domain, then it's really not needed. That is why I'm keep on saying you are not going to be a tester. You are going to be a DevOps person. Who is a DevOps person? To build the entire infrastructure. That's it. In order to build this infrastructure, maximum what you need to do is you need to have who is the Selenium server, that detail, that credentials, you need to integrate it. Or some project, when you go inside, the environment is already there. You need to go and create a pipeline. While creating a pipeline, all you need to do is you need to understand from the tester where the code is available. You're getting my point.
Yeah, I understand now.
So where the code is available, that code repository you need to mention as per the workflow. Last week I have created one Jenkins file, right? The order wise, stage order wise.
Okay.
So that you need to add the testing stage and the respective where the code is available.
You mean the declarative pipelines we have to mention?
Yes.
Part, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
For that, maximum DevOps engineer, what they will do, they will sit with the testing team. They will sit with the developer team to understand all these parameters. Whatever parameter you got from them. Okay, you after the discussion, you know, okay, where they checking in the testing scripts and develop the code, correct?
Yes. Now I got it.
That you need to, that is why I'm keep on don't understand some of the companies developer also can be a DevOps engineer, but in general DevOps engineer means you need to have central person. You are a central person. You need to bridge the testing team, you need to bridge testing team, you need to bridge monitor. So almost everything you need to bridge it. For that, you need to have a centralized person who can manage this environment, who can create the multiple pipelines based on the requirement. That's it. Okay.
Got it.
Can you just spend 2 minutes in this? What exactly we are doing? Basically, this is one application where people are searching some information, right? So they are searching some images like Google Images or Google Photos, right? So for that, there is a flow they have created. Now, can you let me know how this metadata getting scanned every time? Okay, so I have a small REST API or HTTP based API, which I'm deploying it in Amazon API Gateway. Okay, so let me just go here. Let me just go here. API Gateway. So I'm going here. Why we are going API Gateway? Any idea? Why we are going API Gateway? Any idea?
It's like a load balancer for backend microservices.
Yes, backend microservices is the easiest way to expose with more scalable, right? So you can create a HTTP based API or REST API. So mostly REST API is most preferred, right? Yeah, it's exactly as well. So it's a kind of a dashboard, right? So now I'm going here. If you want to have more open authentication, you can go with this. So I'm just going for build. Okay, even you can create a name, say test web. Okay, next. Even you can create a route. What route you want to have it, and say next. So you can create a stages if you have multiple stages. So if you create this, then as per this diagram, you can deploy your HTTP or REST API. You want to have the simple one. Can you search this Swagger file generator? See, this is the Swagger IO. You can easily create the necessary Swagger file. Okay, it's a sample code. You can generate it on the fly if you want to learn and test it. Swagger.io. This is how I used to do it. Simple. You are not a developer means nobody is going to stop how this working. For that, you need to have some pinky punky. That's it. Once you explore which means you are not going to be actual developer. At least you need to know how things are working, right? But you don't know how to develop API. Don't worry. This is a really simple example. You create it and deploy it. So have you observed the first screen itself? There is a import. There is an import. You can import it. That's it. Whatever you are creating here, you can import it. Okay. So going back to the diagram. So you created some small dashboard. This API gateway will do only one thing. It will forward the request. Okay, that request while forwarding, okay, it also have to have some cognitive userful. Cognitive is actually it will have a validate whether you are a correct user or not. Now, once validated, now it will forward to the actual Lambda. Lambda will trigger. What will be there in Lambda? It is a small script. Okay, Python script or whatever script you want to have. So that script will be triggered. That script will go and check the Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch will have small metadata. Okay, whatever you are searching, say I'm searching some Sachin dot some related photos. That query will go here and it will fetch, because metadata means what? Properties. So that properties will tell where that image is located. Automatically it will be retrieved and sent to this user. In this, what kind of a security you will enforce it? Okay, before going to that question, how you will create this infrastructure? Can anyone tell me? I'm going to ask a very straightforward question. How do you create this infrastructure? Can anyone tell me how do you create this infrastructure? Let me put it in this way. How do you create this infrastructure?
Vijay, can we use CloudFormation?
No. I'm not talking about the CloudFormation or Terraform or Ansible here. I want, say for example, I will give you example so that you will be clear. So I have to create a VPC. I have to create a subnet, and inside subnet I need to create this. Outside subnet I need to create this. So I want to hear that kind of a explanation.
Okay, general creation like VPC.
Yes. Because that also recently some of the people, they are not able to answer because they don't know what service inside VPC. They don't know what service outside VPC itself.
Okay, got it.
Okay, now you tell me which one will come under VPC, which one will come out of VPC. Any idea?
Aren't these all PaaS services?
Sorry?
These services are platform as service, when we do not need to have a virtual network.
Who is that? Akhil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I am going for a Lambda. Okay, I just want to show you because these are the area we learning Lambda. We are keep on learning all use cases, but we don't know how to apply, where to apply, when to apply. So always these are all you will get the more you participate some debates. Even I don't know, many years I don't know. The more I started participating, arguing through this community, there are a lot of hell lot of communities are there. So I'm just going to say create a function. Okay, I'm going to create, come down. What is this? What is this?
UVPC.
Okay, now I'm going here, AWS Lambda under VPC. Search it. Google Uncle will tell you. So that means who Akhil, now you understand, right?
Yeah, if we create a private endpoint, then it can access VPC.
Yes. So that is how you need to start. See, it's not about whenever you go and get any question from interview or exam. Don't think that okay, this is the platform as a service or it's outside a VPC. But start think that okay, if I want to create some provision, some service, whether I need a network. Yes, you have to create, right? Of course, the S3 bucket is outside VPC. And of course, the API gateway, you can also create and internally you can create a privacy, VPC endpoints, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So now you understand, right? So when you study, you are studying how to create, but you pick up some of the diagram like this, you adapt whatever you learned. You also need to ask yourself, okay, how do I create this? So either under VPC or outside VPC or create a private link and attach it. I will go another diagram. This one also really good. Okay, now I'm just opening this. This is kind of a normal DevOps tool with Azure DevOps tools. Okay, because there is a lot of confusion. I know DevOps, but I don't know AWS DevOps. I don't know what that means. Yesterday also I heard from one person. He is keep on saying, I know Jenkins, I know everything, but he is saying I got an interview, but I don't know AWS DevOps. That means they are not studying with good understanding. Okay, so now as per this diagram, I'm going to ask the same question. I'm going to hear from you. Anyway, I'm going to explain. Here we have displayed normal DevOps tools plus Azure DevOps. Now, example, uh, um, uh, say, Akhil, you are strong in this. You got into interview, but that interview description, they are asking Azure DevOps. Then what is your projection?
I will try to relate the services that I know with DevOps, Azure DevOps services.
Sorry?
I will try to relate like Jenkins or similar tool with Azure DevOps.
Okay. So Azure DevOps is something different or you need to learn again? Because you already learned DevOps. Then Azure DevOps you need to learn again because it's a new technology.
We can compare the, if we know understanding of one particular tool, then we can compare it with Azure DevOps.
Okay, see, Azure DevOps is not a new technology. That is what I'm trying to convey. Okay, let me go here. DevOps.azure.com. All are same. So that is where people are really getting misleaded and all this confusion starting from. let me go here. Don't worry. I'm just going. Where is this one? Okay. So I'm just going here. Sign in Azure DevOps. Okay, so now I logged in devops.azure.com. Okay, Akhil, I'm going to create a simple pipeline. Let's go inside. Okay, I'm going to pipeline. Okay, like how you will how we created in Jenkins, right? So new pipeline. Okay, can you see this? So compared to Jenkins, only the UI is changing, right? Is there anything? But there you remember you need to install a plugin, you need to configure a plugin, everything, correct? Correct or not?
Yeah, correct.
So now are you installing any plugin? No, right?
Here everything is automated, right?
No, everything is already installed, not
Okay.
automated. You need to decide. First, you need to define what are the tools. This is first stage. Are you clear?
Yeah, yeah.
This is exactly you are doing earlier also, right? In Jenkins.
Yes.
Okay. Now come back here. So if you say, I know you decided Bitbucket. So click Bitbucket. Okay. Now next one. What do you need to do it? You need to integrate with Bitbucket, right?
Yes.
So you know your Bitbucket username password, right?
I'm using GitHub.
Okay. But I'm saying, okay, we'll go with the GitHub for you. Don't get confused.
Okay.
So I'm just going here. I'm just going the connect. Oh, okay, sorry. Because still I don't understand what is the major issue between normal DevOps learning and Azure DevOps learning and AWS DevOps learning and
No,
Google.
you're asking Bitbucket credentials, right? So I told I'm using GitHub.
Okay. So I'm just going the GitHub. Well, let us go with the GitHub itself. All we need to do is we need to have a username, password, credentials in ready. So since I already logged in GitHub, so it taken. See, the GitHub is already I logged in the same browser, right? So it taken that credential. So it's started showing all my repositories. So I'm just saying this is my code. Okay. Now after that, okay, I'm just logging in. So I got this. So it's asking all repository or only selected repository. I don't want all repository. I'm going to say new git new test, but I don't have any thing one. So I don't want all repository.
Testing. We can go with testing. That is the blank one repository here.
Okay. Testing.
You created,
Okay.
yeah.
So testing and approve and install. So that means I am just allowed authorized one repository. Okay, now fine. As per this diagram, after this one is now okay. Now next one, what is that? The continuous integration deployment. So instead of this, already we have a Azure based CI tool. With this only you are integrating with this Azure things only we are integrating with this Azure only we are integrating. Here only the CI tool is getting replaced instead of Jenkins. Are you clear now?
Yes,
Yes,
it's clear.
Vijay.
So hereafter, any job description says Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps, please don't worry. That is why I'm always pushing people to learn manual car. The manual car, you already know how to implement, how to configure, how to install. But the automatic car, you no need to do everything. It's a very straightforward. Even you no need to install plugin. They already have all the vendors. Whatever they have a vendors, only you can use it. That is the only one limitation, but they have everything. Believe it, they have everything. So I'm just going to say continue, create new project. Recently, they have something started restricting. I'm just going say private and public. Even you cannot create a pipeline, so they restricting a couple of things. So I'm just going to say create new project. prod project 1. Okay. So now I'm just going to devops.azure.com. Let us go with the demo app. Let us go with the pipelines. Let us delete all this. Recently, the free tier also they have restricted. You have to enable the tier. So new pipeline. So I'm just going to the classic editor. So I need to add manually like what we do in Jenkins. So I'm just selecting the GitHub. So I'm just going the authorized. Okay, fine. So it's authorized because already I have authorized. Then what is the problem? Going for repositories. Say 𝐵𝐕𝐣𝐴𝐶𝐿. Recently, the GitHub is really restricted with not username, password, OAuth. You need to create as a keys. So for time being, I'm just going with the Azure repos because they have their own Monica. Like GitHub, Bitbucket, they have their Azure repository. So we'll just go. I want to show you a couple of tools. See here in Maven, sorry, in Jenkins, what you will do, Srikanth,
We have to
everybody.
integrate the
We'll
plugin.
install the necessary plugins required for the
So if you say Maven, Asharuddin, everybody, so we can go with the Maven, right? So I'm just selecting the Maven. Then after the build tool, as per this diagram, after the build tool, now we need to select Terraform or whatever, right? So you can even go here, even you can add Terraform. So basically you need to pick up, see here, Terraform. And what else you need in this? You need a Selenium or JMeter, correct? So you can go here. Where is that? So you can go here and say Selenium, right? Selenium. So Visual Studio set Selenium. What is this Selenium? Okay, Selenium. So copy this, go here and publish artifacts. Before that, you can select. So they don't have this extension. So you need to add manually. So this is the one challenge. When we go for the managed one, you need to first adapt what they have. Most of the framework, they will go for it here. So I'm just going here. And also what you need in this Kubernetes or some Azure Container Services, right? Mostly if you are going to be Azure Cloud, can we go with the Azure Container? It's a managed one, correct? Sir, Srikanth, everybody.
Yes, Vijay.
So I'm going here. Can we search a container? Container. So either you can go with the Azure container or you can even go with other areas also. Even you can go with the bare metal Kubernetes also. Okay, so these are all you can select it. If you want to go normal, then you can select this, because on top of your on-prem or dedicated Kubernetes infrastructure, it's not a managed by Kubernetes, but you have an external already. There also you need to configure it. So like that, can you now recollect what we will do in Jenkins? The same we are doing it here, right? In the same order, correct? While
Yes.
creating a pipeline.
Yes.
Now you tell me, you already know Jenkins, you already configured everything manually, configured, manually installed, manually added the plugins. On top of this, also you are doing manually pipeline creation. Now what you are doing? First two part is not doing. Only the last pipeline creation only you are doing it, right?
Yes, we are doing.
Yeah. Now, what is the difference between Jenkins DevOps learning and Azure DevOps learning? If you don't know Jenkins DevOps manual car, then how come you will correlate? How come you define? I don't understand. Okay. Actually, I will create one pipeline with one test code. I will show you. Don't worry. But you understand the difference, right? So there is no difference. Only thing is, first you need to define what are the tools you are going to use it. After that, you need to define what are the components you want to integrate. After that, mostly if you are going with a cloud-based DevOps, try to use their native service itself. That will be really useful. But in some cases, if you don't want, then go for all this in a proper order. Once you defined, then you can trigger, then you can create a release. This is a one simple difference what you do in there. But there also in Jenkins, whenever you create a trigger build, automatically it will say version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 automatically whenever you trigger build, correct? In Jenkins. We used to click that and there is a bubble will show, right? We used to click that and check the logs, right?
Yes.
So the same here, we are talking about the releases. That's it. You are creating a pipeline. Each pipeline, you need to create a release. Release 1, release 2, release 3, release 4, like that. That is the only difference between the there are few difference, of course, but the concept wise, the logic wise, there is no difference. Okay, I'm going to open up another diagram. You all tell me, what is this? Can you tell me in this, how, for what purpose they use the DynamoDB? For what purpose they used DynamoDB?
For non-relational database,
Okay.
unstructured data.
Okay, in this, what all for what purpose they are using DynamoDB in this diagram? Basically, what kind of a data they are accessing? For that, why they need DynamoDB?
Unstructured data.
Yes. So the previous diagram and this diagram is almost same, right? This diagram and this diagram is almost same. But here there is no database. But here there is a database. So how do you correlate this?
To handle millions of requests.
No, that is always there. Even here also you can say people are accessing huge, but there is a major difference. I mean the purpose wise. Any idea?
Maybe it is storing some metadata, since something like if we want to query an image, we can store metadata of that and query the image.
I would say most of the time, if you want to publish, say this is the exact serverless backend, receive dynamic API calls, perform business logic. So normally, if you have, say, for example, how many of you know this? I think there is a published way. There is a website and all. There will be a, I forgot that name, RSS feed. How many of you seen most of the website? They have a RSS feed. In some of the websites, RSS feed, it will be like this RSS feed. What is the purpose of RSS feed? Any idea? What is the purpose?
I don't know. Whenever I see this RSS feed, I will think, what is this? I don't know.
Okay, let me just go and RSS feed. Hereafter, any website, if you see RSS feed icon, okay, that means they are enabling the notification. So in that area, you will see a live data. RSS feed directly connected to similar to this. So whenever there is a update or anything, this RSS feed, there will be a small area where you will, whenever you explore some of the website, there is a advertisement and all in the side, top, bottom and all. You are seeing it, right? Most of the blog websites, they are started putting some in between. There is advertisement and all, right? So those are all static. Static means whenever you go and browse, based on your interest, they are showing, correct?
Yes, Vijay.
So the RSS feed also similar thing. So RSS feed, not kind of advertisement purpose. They meant that space for something. Say there is some news updates. Like whenever you go to any news website, there is a automatically it will keep on run some live feed, right? Let me go to some news website. I will show you what is the this one, NTTV RSS feed. See here. So top stories. So hereafter you should not have that confusion. So I'm just going NDTV. Most of the some websites, are you able to see some? Can you tell me what is the actual RSS feed here? There is some live is happening here. Matavi, there is something.
Yes, Vijay.
We can say live in this page.
Yes.
What is live?
News.
No, here, can you tell me some example, RSS feed example?
Live scoreboard.
Yeah, so a live scoreboard, those are all, you can say it's a directly how they are fetching, because they creating as a RSS feed in their website, and these are all not RSS feed for your information. These are all advertisements, right? RSS feed means there is some data. That data directly linked to your RSS feed. RSS feed will automatically fetch the latest data and keep on show your, the moment you updated the information, the RSS feed will start show. Now you understand? We are using day-to-day basis.
Yes, Vijay, yes.
So the RSS feed something, it's a static one, but that RSS feed will keep on query the latest information. So all you need to do is you need to make sure the latest information getting stored here periodically. Now you got your clarity. RSS feed is very important. Most of the websites.
So
Yes.
it will be like a buffer time.
Sorry. No, it's not about buffer time. When you want to communicate to millions of audience, then you need to have such RSS feeds only. Most of the time, the cricket live scores, those are all working in the same logics.
Vijay, I have one question here.
Because you
Is there
cannot
a-
keep, because the thing is, the cricket score, say for example, cricket score, most of the time, it's not about only ESPN or Star Sports. Several people they are displaying in their websites, correct? Correct or not?
Yes, yes, Vijay.
So in that case, how they are not configuring anything. Simple. They are configuring the RSS feed and give the link. That's it. So in their website itself, it start fetch up because it's a publicly exposed the API wise. See here. So that is the RSS feed. Yeah, go ahead. There is query. Go ahead.
Is there any specific reason to select the DynamoDB as it's a managed service, or
No.
even I am good with
No. DynamoDB is normally it's a semi kind of. So these kind of a data normally will be stored as a JSON format, correct?
Yeah.
So JSON format more flexible in DynamoDB, even the scaling perspective.
Okay.
So that's why I said the database. If you have any confusion, first you need to go and spend some time on iron triangle theorem. The I would say the this part. This part.
Yeah, in last class.
Yeah. So you need to say iron triangle theorem. Only you can met the two options, whether consistency or partition tolerance or availability. Availability, consistency, and partition tolerance. So here mostly it is going to be your RDS, structured DBMS, but this going to be semi-structured and unstructured database data. Okay, now I'm going to be here. I'm going to open another diagram. I want to make sure you don't have more confusion anymore, any related to this. So can you tell me in this, I want to create one web application. So there is a web tier, app tier, DB tier. Okay. So how you will deploy this in AWS? How you will deploy in AWS?
Okay. So what's the exact requirement? Like how we can protect the DB, or like we will create a different subnets for each of the service type.
Yeah.
And we will make the DB subnet as private.
Any other point? Any other parameter? Okay. See, whenever you want to deploy something, you need to restrict. How you will restrict? Only the web you will allow, not app, not DB server. Even in this diagram, there is a not full workflow. So only port 22. That also you should not open. You need to put some bastion host here. This bastion host only should have access all. Okay, not directly to app server, not any other server. Even the port 22 also you should not open, correct? But they clearly mentioned they want to open port 22, okay, to the developers. See the last line, corporate office network, not to the public, correct?
Yes.
So in that case, it's okay because they are trying to create as an internal, not external. External is only web server, that also not direct. You need to bring some load balancer, you need to bring web application firewall, you need to bring route 53 in between. Sorry, front. Are you clear? Whenever you want to expose something, you need to bring in this way only.
Yes, Vijay.
I'm going for another one. I'm going for this. Okay, can you tell me? Can anyone explain this? What is the actual purpose? How it flows?
First, it will hit to the route 53. From there,
Okay.
it will go
So
to
route
the
53 is having the example.com domain, correct?
yes.
Okay.
And yep. So it will first get the request on route 53, and from the route 53, it will go to the load balancer.
Yeah.
And it will go to the web tier.
Okay.
And again,
Yes.
there is the load balancer between web tier and app tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from the app tier, it will go to the database.
So now my question is, there is a front end load balancer. Now, why we need another load balancer in between the middle?
So in web tier pool, we can specify what are the app tier servers, but it won't check for the health, and it will not perform the health checks, and it will not do the it will do the simple load balancing, but it will not do the what I can say best way. So that's where we can put the.
No, I'm expecting one more point. Yeah, everything correct, whatever you are explaining. But I'm expecting one more point. Its
Vijay,
answer is there. Answer is there in the diagram itself.
Vijay, can I tell?
Yeah.
So like it acts as like cross-zone load balancing.
Yeah, that's all fine. But why we need that load balancer?
Because when one availability zone fails, it will divert the traffic to another availability zone.
No, I'm looking for some more point, some other point. The answer is in this diagram. Can you spend some time and okay, why we need a load balancer? Okay, the keep alive part and server one, request one, server two, request two. So we are evenly distributing, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the front end, there is a load balancer which will do. Then the second part, app tier, also has to do the same, because here we are talking about multiple requests. So that multiple request, again, we need to we should not put it in a single server. It's a single point of failure. So again, there is a load balancer across multiple app server. Of course, the app server is zone 1, zone 2 for redundancy. That's fine. But there is a one word in above as well as the app server, auto scaling group, correct?
Yes.
Even you can go with the one server, but when the load increase, you need to keep on add more server, right?
Yes.
So do you think it is going to be manual? No.
No.
So that is why we need a load balancer with the attached auto scaling group. Are you clear?
Yes, Vijay.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, and there is another domain, media.example.com. What is the purpose of that?
It is like a CNAME record.
Okay.
That's a CloudFront CDN.
Okay.
Whatever.
So I'm just going to my thing, and I'm going here. I'm going route 53. I'm going. There is a domain name we registered. So you remember sometime back during our practice, we have registered one domain name. I'm going here. Say, for example, example.com is this. vijaycloudunload.com. You assume this is example.com. So now we are going, and also we are going to add. Okay, I'm going to add, say, media.example.com. Okay, so now what is the main purpose in this? So I'm just going to say CloudFront. Okay, so first main domain name is coming via Route 53 and directly going to the load balancer. But this media.example.com, it is coming to Route 53, but it is redirecting to CloudFront. What is the exact purpose? That is what I'm asking.
So CloudFront will fetch the data and it will store in its cache. Instead of hitting the origin server.
Why I can go with the same concept, right? Example.com. Why I'm redirecting to CDN via load balancer? Why don't we? Why don't I? Okay, I'm just going here. Instead of CDN, I can directly go with the load balancer, right? Application load balancer or network load balancer. Why I'm going? Why I'm introducing one more component in front of load balancer? What is the exact expectation? What is the purpose? What I'm trying to achieve? That is my question.
Okay, so if you hit the load balancer directly, it will hit to the backend servers.
Okay.
Let's assume we have the origin server in US and we are accessing the service from India. Probably there is a network delay as well, right? And for each and everything.
No. I'm first of all, that domain name itself having the answer something.
Okay. So
media.example.com. There is an answer. Can anyone guess or tell me?
Yes, Vijay. So it is the record that points to domain address.
Wait. What is the last word you tell? You conveyed? Record.
Yes, record.
No. Can you tell me some other name for that? You are there. It's a video or some audio or some kind of a streaming, correct? There is a happening. Or you are trying to play something, correct?
Okay.
So when you say you are playing or something, some media, that means the media you cannot keep on store it in all location, correct?
Yes.
But you want to restore, you want to ensure the performance wise, correct?
Yes.
So this is exactly how all live sports, live telecast, everything is getting worked. Whenever in your company also there is a town hall meeting or live speech people will do, right? Every month or every quarterly announcement and all, correct?
Correct.
So in that case, there should not be any delay. If he speak 5 o'clock in the evening, that same 5 o'clock, irrespective the time zone difference or whatever, but within few seconds delay, the other end also has to see, correct?
Correct.
So how do you achieve that? So then you need to go and say content CDN.
Content delivery network.
Yeah, content delivery network. What will happen? Whenever I play something from Singapore, some video or whatever, that will store it in CDN device. CDN device is for what? CDN device is for what?
Delivery network for edge locations.
Yes. So if I go to here, so in the backend, the AWS CDN, okay, they will have the similar devices. Okay. So similar devices, even Cisco is there, everything. This is a complete CDN, content device networking. So there are a lot of vendors there. Even F5 is there, even Radware is there, even Cisco is there. There are a lot of vendor. But what I'm saying is that will be the device when we select this. When we select the CloudFront, that means the similar device they are having in their AWS data center. So when person is started playing from Singapore, each and every location will have similar device in the backend AWS data center. That device will catch your video or audio, whatever streaming. Then from that device, it will start play you. So it will be very fast. So that is the exactly I expected in this. Are you clear?
Vijay, we should select for this RTMP option, right? Real time message.
Yes. That is what you need to configure the CloudFront.
Okay.
So there is a two option will be there. If you go to CloudFront, there is a two option. One is let us go to CloudFront. So this is how you need to study.
This was the question in the exam, RTMP.
But first, what you need to do is first you need to study all what is CloudFront, how to configure, what is EC2, how to configure, what is Route 53, how to configure, what is VPC, how to configure, what is S3 bucket, how to configure. First, you need to finish all ABCD. Then you need to take this kind of a diagram and you need to do a reverse engineering. This is how I used to study. So if you study like this, no matter what kind of a version changing, no matter what kind of a technology changes, you can survive even after 15 years. Okay, I'm just going here. I'm going to CloudFront. So if you come down, okay, let me just go. So they want to create. You need to create RTMP or okay. I'm just going say CloudFront testing. See here the HTTP or HTTPS. So you need to keep select what exactly you want. So that will help you to go for it. That's it. But once you configured, go back to Route 53 and you need to map it. This name will be shown. That name you can select it. Go to distributions, create a distribution. You can go for it. So now this is fine. Now why we need two master and slave? How do you go for it? So when you create a database, you should not create another database. There is an option. When you create a database, we have seen in one of the class. In that, right click itself and say create replica. In that case, you no need to take overhead of syncing this two database always. That sync will happen automatically. Are you clear?
Yes, Vijay.
So when you go to RDS, okay, I'm just going to RDS. Normally, if you create a database and again the one more database, you need to sync manually, periodic some scripts or whatever you need to keep on manually do it. Don't do that. Create a database. Once it's created, right click and create a replica from there. So that way the sync will be automated. Straightforward, it will be automated. So when you go to database, when you create a database, you create one database and once it's created, you go here and select this. There is a create replica. That way you have to create this. Okay, now I'm just going for other one. Let me just search it. This is how I used to interview people. I used to interview not for just I will show the diagram. I will ask them what they think. That itself will show it to how much they learned with understanding. So this is the Azure, right? So this is what we created. So you need to first create a network security group with what only you need to expose it to outside. Okay. If you are really want to keep it inside one, not exposed outside, then you no need. But of course, network security group is really important to filter out all. And you put your Azure Bastion host in one subnet, and from there you create a rule to all your subnets. Okay. Anyone have any query? Please let me know. I'll stop the recording.